Here they are for one and all. The Moomins are about to call. Come on and sit down here with me. They're here for you on your TV. They are the Moomins. They are the Moomins. So come with me, give me your hand. I'll take you up to Moomin land. You can fly just like a bird. You sing the best song ever heard. They're with the Moomins. 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 Ba 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 ba
One summer day, Moominpappa caught a nasty cold.
Papa, I brought up some hot milk for you. How do you feel now?
Oh, not well at all.
At least your temperature's gone down to normal. Now, that's good. Now sit up and drink this milk with onion before it gets cold.
I'll do my best. Mama, during this time that I've been ill in bed, I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Oh. And what is it you've been thinking about?
Well, what if I was not here anymore? Then you and Moomin would know nothing about the wild adventures of my youth, all those things that happened to me long ago.
But I thought that the memoirs you were writing now were all about that.
No, they only start from when I met you. What happened to me before? Well, I'm the only one left who knows that.
Well, why didn't you start at the very beginning? I thought one always did that with memoirs. But it was very sweet and thoughtful of you to start with me, dear.
I had my reasons. My youth was pretty wild and stormy, you know.
Come on out, Snip. I've got big news for you.
Little My!
Moominpappa's in bed with a bad cold. He said if you came to him at once, he'd give you a present. Hurry!
I'll come at once.
Hi, Snufkin!
Hi, little My. How's Moominpappa today?
He's just fine, thanks.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, but he seems very angry with you, Snufkin, because you didn't come to see him.
How strange.
Maybe you should go right now.
I've just seen Little My. She said you wanted to give me a present.
And she told me that you were very angry with me.
But I just said you should ask them over, little My.
I did, and I also made sure they'd all come.
Now, you all know Moominpappa. When he's ill, he's very, very ill. Anyway, he thinks it's time he told you about his stormy youth.
I've always wanted to know about Papa's stormy youth.
Moomin, when I was your age, I used to look exactly like you.
Oh.
And oddly enough, I used to have two friends who looked very much like Snufkin and Sniff. Well, almost like them.
Didn't you meet anyone who looked just like me when you were young?
Well, yes, I did. She was very beautiful, but without your fringe.
Oh!
And now I'd like to tell you the story of my life before I met Moomin Mama. Long ago, one stormy and dismal August, by the steps outside a lonely orphanage, someone had left an old paper shopping bag.
Whatever is that? Someone's left their garbage outside our door.
The paper bag was found by the principal, a lady who looked quite a bit like Philly Junk, actually.
Oh, an abandoned child. Oh, dear.
I was that child.
You were abandoned?
Ah, well, it looks docile enough. Quite sweet, in fact.
Don't want to be number 13. That's unlucky.
You have little choice, young man. There are 12 orphans before you. But to be honest, I don't like number 13 myself. You naughty child, you've wet the bed again.
But I was dreaming I was in the bathroom.
You are twice as much trouble as any of the other orphans.
It's so unfair. I have lots of dreams every night, but this is the only one that turns out to be true when I wake up.
Life is unfair, number 13. Very well. When you greet me, hold up your tails at an angle of 45 degrees. Understood? Right, now. Number 13, this is an angle of 90 degrees.
Why shouldn't it be an angle of 90 degrees?
If I say 45 degrees, I mean 45 degrees. It's high time you learn to behave like all the other children in this orphanage.
For some reason, the principal of the orphanage positively hated being asked any questions. After some years had passed, I sneaked off one day in late winter and ventured down to the seashore, which was strictly forbidden.
Goodness, that's me. I have very nice ears, and they're standing straight up. I'm also very nicely rounded. No nasty edges or knobs. Nice all over, even though I say it myself. I suppose my legs are a bit short for perfection, but not to worry. If I walk and skate and run around a lot, I guess they'll grow longer.
And so I was hurled into my first dangerous adventure and managed to escape unharmed.
I'm safe. I made it.
And at that very moment, I made up my mind.
I'm tired of leading this safe, monotonous life. From this day forward, I shall carve my own fortune. Dear Principal, great tasks await me and life is short, so I'm leaving. I hope you don't mind, but I've taken a jar of pumpkin jam to eat on the way. Do not grieve my departure. Moomin. Maybe I should have waited and left in the morning. There's nothing to be afraid of if I close my eyes. singing. I wonder who made this water wheel. It's pretty well made.
That's not a water wheel, young man.
Hey?
Hello.
Hello?
It's a very important experiment.
Experiment?
Yes, young man. I'm trying to find out how to make a propeller for my ship.
A propeller for your ship? You really the owner of a ship?
It's nearly ready, and in fact, it's being painted this very minute. And then we'll have the launching ceremony and sail away.
Oh, how wonderful! What does it look like?
I'll show you. Would you like to see it?
You bet I would. There's nothing in the world I'd like better.
This way. My name is Samuel Fredrickson. And yours?
I'm Moomin.
That's what I was called, you see, before you came along.
There she is.
Wow, what a big ship! How wonderful to have built a real ship!
It is, rather, and you must stay for the launching since you like it so much.
Oh, yes, I love that, and since I like it so much, I'll stay on board just as long as you want.
That would be great, Moomin. Well, now, where could that Fuddler have got to? I asked him to paint the ship while I was away, but I think he's gone and disappeared into thin air. Hey, Fuddler!
I'm here! I'm right here, Frederickson! I was looking everywhere for the red paint.
So that's where you've been hiding. My friend Moomin is coming for the launching, so if you don't mind, can you please hurry up with the painting? Moomin, this is Fuddler.
Hi, glad to meet you, Fuddler.
Hello, little Moomin. Don't worry, I'll paint as fast as I can. Just watch.
I guess the Fuddler didn't look so much like you, Sniff, but he was like you, and he sounded like you, too.
This is the bridge, Moomin, where you steer the ship.
There's somebody in there.
Ah, that's my friend Jockster. Hey, Jockster, didn't you see the no admittance sign? Means you shouldn't go in.
I don't understand signs.
Now, funnily enough, he was just like you, Snufkin, and believe it or not, he even looked like you.
So, what's the name of the ship, Mr. Fredrickson?
She's called the Oshun Oxtra.
Does that mean she plays music as she sails?
Of course not, Jockster. It's meant to be sort of romantic or poetic. I thought of names like Grace or Gladys, but I like this more.
How will you get the ship onto the river ready for the launching when it's finished?
Goodness, we never thought of that. It could be difficult and worse.
No doubt I will be able to think of something, guys. Leave it all to me.
So why don't you tell us, how do you plan to move her, Mr. Fredrickson?
I think I'll ask Edward the Booble for help. I'll go and look for him. He's probably taking his usual nap downriver. Anyway, he's so enormous you can't possibly miss him.
Does that mean he's dangerous?
No, not really, but you want to be very careful he doesn't step on you by mistake because he's so big.
What, are you serious, Mr. Fredrickson?
Oh, yes, young man. But don't worry, he always pays for the funeral. Hey, Eduardo! Are you there? It's me, Frederickson! I want to talk to you! He's there. I want to ask you a favor! Listen to me, Eduardo! Would you mind bathing in the river today? Instead of in the sea, just for today? It's nice and warm. The riverbed is so comfortable and cozy, I'm sure you'll enjoy it there. At least he stood up. Now we'll be able to to start the launching ceremony. We must hurry back to the ship, Moomin. Come on, everyone, now's our chance! Anchors away! Batten the hatches! Everybody to your stations! Gently now! Watch out for the wave! Start the engines! We made it, guys! A very successful launch!
The booble is looking at us, Mr. Fredrickson. He's in the way. How are we gonna get past him? There's no way round. We're gonna crash.
You're quite right. He is an obstacle.
What's that over there behind the booble?
That's the sea, the real sea. Oceans full of danger and adventures. Anything could happen.
Adventures, at last.
Hey, Eduardo! Would you mind moving out of the way? We gotta get past you! We can't turn back now. Please don't ruin our adventure! All these years I've been preparing for this momentous occasion! Well, there's no turning back now, Moomin. I think this voyage right now must classify as a historic adventure.
Help! Help! Somebody help me! Help!
Who's that? Oh, sounds like Fuddler's in trouble.
That's Fuddler down there. What has he been up to this time?
Hang on! We'll get you out of there. Don't worry about it, Fuddler.
You're really mean! You launched the ship without me. I was still finishing the painting.
So sorry, Fuddler. Now hang on to this!
Ah! Uh-oh.
Look, who's that over there?
It's the Groke.
What's the Groke?
She's the winter monster. It looks to me like she's chasing somebody.
What will she do if she catches them?
Nothing at all. She just gets very lonely. But if she ever touches you, you freeze. It's best for all of us to keep away from her.
Too late for us to do anything now, I'm afraid.
Hey, Moomin! Where are you going?
Don't ask silly questions. I'm gonna save that frightened person.
Don't try it or you'll freeze if you get too close!
I can't just stand by and watch someone freezing to death. And besides, it's an adventure. Go away! Don't you dare come near me! Oh, it's so cold! So very cold! I'm turning to ice! Help! Hang on! I'm on my way to rescue you! Jump into this can quickly!
That was my third adventure. and the first of many rescues that filled my days with never-ending excitement.
Sounds great, Papa. Really does. Oh, I want to be an adventurer, too.
Who was she, Moominpappa, the lady you saved? And tell us what happened next.
Eh? Oh, you may well ask, but that, my friends, is another story.
Another story? I'd love to hear it. Can't you tell us who it was?
The principal of the orphanage.
The principal?
Seems she was out looking for me. She was very angry I'd run away.
Oh, it's you, number 13.
Oh, my goodness, the principal. Had I known it was you, I wouldn't have risked my life to save you.
What's done is done, and you did a very brave thing, Moomin.
Be quiet. Nobody asked you.
Go!
Who are these people? Where did you find them, number 13?
Madam Principal, they're all my friends.
I will take them under my wing and I'll teach them a thing or two. They must learn how to behave.
Oh, excuse me. I've just remembered I have something to do below.
Me too.
Come back here. Didn't you hear me? You need to be disciplined. That's the first thing I'm going to teach you. Line up here in a row, from the tallest to the shortest, and look smart about it. Come back here. Come back.
Now I see why Moominpappa skipped that bit.
What a pity you didn't recognize her before you set off to rescue her.
I dare say I would have had to rescue her anyway. And then I guess I would have felt silly. You just can't win, can you?
Papa, what a terrible childhood.
Oh, no. Cheer up, Moomin Mama. The orphanage wasn't that terrible. It was just dull. Yes, the next part of my youth was really exciting, but you'll have to wait until I'm better before I tell you about that.
Like any good storyteller, Moominpappa knew when to make a break in his tale. So we must wait to find out what happened to the principal.